What is up, people? Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another watch along here on the Cup Chasers. That's right. As you may have guessed, we're doing the Liverpool hosting Spurs today. It's gonna be a massacre, people. It's gonna be pretty gross for Spurs fans today. That is, of course, what we are expecting. Slots made some interesting lineup adjustments based on the level of their opposition. Gakpo starts up front. Verts, as well as the kid Rio, going to get a start today. Definitely going to be full of energy, as he always is, down that right-hand side. And Spurs are starting pretty much whoever they can, because they're just decimated, destroyed, defeated, and we'll see if they have any kind of anything left to play for, if there's any professionalism, any spirit, anything at all for the Spuds. As we get the stream up and going here. All right. We'll go ahead and take a gander at the starting lineups here. And it does appear that Slot is resting up for the game on Wednesday with Galatasaray. Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Gravenberts in the middle. Frimpong, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, and of course Allison in the goal. Across the way, it's Dragon Shit, Danso, Poro at the back. Souza and Spence are your wingbacks. Archie Gray and Sarr in the middle of the park with Mateus Tell, Dominic Solanke, and Richarlison. All three getting the nod today. Is probably pretty much the only thing they can field. Let's look at the bench. Alston, Kinski, Kolomowani, Alyssa, Jeffy Simmons, and Kolomowani and Kinski are the only players I even recognize. That should tell you. Across the way, it's Mo Salah, Konate, Kirkus, Jones, Katike, Chiesa, the usual suspects over there on the other side of the pitch, or excuse me, on the bench for Liverpool. And this is going to be pretty rough, you would expect, for the Spuds. Are they going to have any spirit whatsoever? Are they going to bring a second team to this game, or are they just going to take licks? That is the question that we're all looking to answer here. And for me, you would probably expect Spurs' mind to be on that Forest game. I mean, they're definitely out of the Champions League. No way they're pulling that back versus Atletico Madrid. So who knows? Who knows where their heads will be at? You would like to think that they'll be somewhat professional, maybe. Maybe. They haven't been in the last couple of games. Of course, no Romero, no Van de Ven. Lots and lots of people out. None of their stalwarts, if they have any, able to play. Xavi Simmons doesn't even start. Kolomowani doesn't even start. Richarlison and Solanke. It'll be interesting to see how the formation works itself out, and if the Chickens can figure anything out at all in this one. And you just wonder what the threshold is for an Igor Tudor sacking. You know, is it going to be 6 goals? 7-0, man? thinking in the comments section down below. Smash up the likes, of course, every single time. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I would certainly appreciate it. It'd be an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to the community. Make sure you got the notification bell on, of course, locked in every single time. And I really don't like the way Peacock just waits till kickoff to start the broadcast. We can't get a pregame show, man? Or is that because it's probably on cable? The pregame show is probably on cable. And so you don't get that if you pay for Peacock instead of cable. And so we'll watch the montage of the stadiums and the drone footage as we count down closer and closer to kickoff at Anfield in what most expect is going to be an obliteration, a decimation, a massacre of the tallest, highest order. And we'll see. We'll see. It took a moment of madness from the captain for the capitulation against Crystal Palace. Moment of madness, number of moments of madness from the goalkeeper for the capitulation on Tuesday. What is it going to take for the capitulation today is the question on everyone's mind. I think most people are probably tuned into this just because, it's going to be watching Spurs is entertaining because you get to laugh at them. It's not like it's entertaining because they're incredible and they play amazing football. It's more so it's like you're watching in horror. Like, how bad could it actually get? That's why people are tuning in. It's like, is it really could it possibly get worse? Trust me. In the world of football, it always can get worse. And I think that they are going to take an absolute hammering today. And the only thing that they would be focused on in this game is to just not get embarrassed, not get obliterated, no more misery from results. At least go put a performance in. At least show the fans that, like, you care that they spend money on you, At least show the fans that you give a shit that they have spent their hard-earned money to be in the stadium, to follow the team around. That's the worst part about it, I think, for me, is that the Spurs fans just seem to have forgotten what a privilege it is to be a professional footballer. The Spurs players, I should say, not fans. Come on, man. It's time. It's time. Why is the broadcast not started? Crazy, man. You can't start it like 2 minutes in advance or something? I'm sure Asif is out there watching somewhere, locked in, hoping that he and the home side can take full advantage of how poor their opposition is today. I've hit refresh about 11 times on the stream. It is really starting to annoy. Stay tuned for coverage. Stop telling me to stay tuned for coverage, bro. I feel like I'm missing kickoff here. There's a countdown. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It says it's live. It's not live. It's definitely not live. What the hell is going on? All right. Finally. Has the game started? What is production doing, man? Yep, it's kicked off, and What the hell? All right, here we go, people. In the sunshine in Liverpool. Looks like Rio's actually going to start on the left-hand side. Spurs in the neon highlighter yellow. Here's Gravenberch inside. Here's Verts. Dribbles right out of bounds. So Bosley at right back. Yeah, that's interesting. Dragonson's hit it off of his own man out for a Liverpool throw. Interesting lineup from Poole. Van Dijk sprays it wide. Unable to bring it in is Rio. Commentators not understanding what a 3-5-2 formation is. Here's Jed Spence. Here's Tell. Dribbles it right out of bounds under the auspices of Szoboszlai. Tottenham on the worst run of form in their history. Down for Frimpong. Here's Gravenberch. It's going to be fouled there by Solanke. And you can hear the Spurs fans singing. Here's Frimpong. Behind Jed Spence. Back for Gravenberch. Van Dijk. Here's Rio. Now Robertson. Spurs already camped on the top of the box. Good. Intercept as well to get it back to Allison, who will find Verts. Chipped up for Frimpong. Now Verts again. Van Dijk, first 5 minutes, about as you would expect. Liverpool with the ball and Spurs sitting in. Gravenberch gets it back to Frimpong. McAllister's going to hoof it wide to Rio. All the way back. Robertson gets the cross in. Oh, Jed Spence with a poor clearance. They're able to get it out to McAllister. Frimpong puts it back across. That's going to be a foul. Nope, it's not. Referee says get up off the back of the dive from Solanke. Here's Frimpong back into the center. It's over Vicario. And it's over everyone for a goal kick. Nah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that one. Definitely not a handball on Jed Spence. Accidental. Here's Vicario. Hits it long. Richarlison getting close to Solanke, unable to send Tell in. Szoboszlai can collect. And he'll just keep possession with a cross pass for Andy Robertson. Commentator still trying to figure out Spurs system. Here's Szoboszlai. Now Frimpong. He wins it back off of Matthias Tell, but Gravenberch will play it out of bounds. Of course, Salah on the bench today saved for the Galatasaray return. Sar gives it away. Coleman rather gives it away to McAllister, who's battling Matthias Tell to win it. Szoboszlai gets in there before he can get a ball across, though, and makes him. Szoboszlai. And you can hear the fans. Come on, you Spurs. I guess they're close to the mic. Ref calls for the medics as he takes it right to the face. That's crazy. When Matthias Tell starts, they lose. They've lost 14 of 16 with him in the starting lineup. And you probably expect that to be the same today. Probably expect that to be the same today. Two feet to the left off the field where they could have been. When were they only 5 points? 20 games away? 20 games ago? Yeah, that's a long time ago. Long time ago. Bit of a slow start. Today. You'd expect maybe a little bit quicker start from Liverpool, knowing what's in front of. Oh my goodness, Andy Robertson's hit it right out of bounds. But knowing the mentality, the state of the team they're playing against today, you would expect them to have started a bit quicker. And as it sits, well, if this result is counted, Tottenham will manage to equal what Forest and West Ham have both done, both of them getting draws at home. But if Tottenham don't equal that, they will be equal on points, only out of the zone by goal difference. Szoboszlai does well. So too does Joe Gomez. And Allison will hoof it long. Gravenberch wins that one. He's going to get Wirtz in here. Striding through. Here's Cody Gakpo. Goes for the shot. It's absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous from Gakas. It's a good ball in, though, from Gravenberch. Verts cutting across the defenders. The three center backs very close together. Oh, my goodness. It's horrible. He's not going to want to watch that one again. He's not going to want to see that one again. That is for sure. Ball's down. Is Frimpong going to win it? Only as far as Kolo Muani, who gets it across for Poro here. I think that was on a slot. You could hear screaming, push, push, Cody. Here's Jed Spence. Trying to get one over the top. Solanke's going to get the flick on for Richarlison. If he can get the ball back across, Solanke's in. Oh, what kind of a touch was that, though? Oh, my goodness. Cut back for Sosa. And Spurs with the first. Cody Gakpo shot into the cop. Sosa with a shot. Forces the save from Allison. And Spurs, obviously, with really should have the feeling of nothing at all to lose. I mean, of course, they do have everything to lose, but they need to be playing with the freedom. And just goes for the shot. It's right down the middle. Allison well behind it, but it's good. Good early intensity from the Fritos. The Pollo Fritos, I should say. Corner kick here. In swinger to the back post. Oh. It's going to be a foul. A foul on Allison. Gravenberch saves it with his back, doesn't know a single thing about it. It's being held by Dom Solanke there, and I think that might be your call. Ball over the top here for Frimpong with Jed Spence in tow. Is he going to get there? Spence able to clear it out. Excuse me. Szoboszlai going to come take the throw in. All the way back for Joe Gomez. Now Szoboszlai. Here's Rio. Stood up by Pedro Porro. Now Robertson. Van Dijk. Liverpool patient. Allison keeps it in here. Here's Gravenberch. Now McAllister. Nobody making the run. Able to flash in front of Vicario there. Who drops it to his feet. They clearly want to play out from the back. Here's Jed Spence. Oh, and Liverpool have won it here. Here's Florian Wirtz into the middle. It's a good, very important step from Kevin Danso. Very important step from Kevin Danso there. Allison just hits one long. Wirtz is slow, man. He just is. He's a great player. He's just kind of slow. Ball around the corner. It's going to fall for Tell here. Szoboszlai wins it. Tell pulls him back. Will definitely be penalized for that one. Here's Frimpong. Chance to face up. He's going to try to beat Spence for pace. Spence will concede the corner kick. Oh, that's definitely. Does he get it? Nope. He gets the goal kick instead. No, that's a corner kick all day, man. Jed Spence has conned the referee there. Definitely a corner kick. Long from Vicario here. Solanke's underneath a couple of them so far. It's back up from Szoboszlai. Richarlison can bring this in. Here's Stam Solanke. Now Mateus Tell. Szoboszlai on the defense. Cuts inside. Here's Jed Spence. Past Verts. Goes for the shot. McAllister was there. And he'll run it out. All the way back for Vicario. He's going to hit one long. And Szoboszlai heads it down for his goalkeeper. Liverpool just being patient. Just being patient. Haven't necessarily started like the house on fire you would have expected given their opponents today. McAllister can come down with the second ball here. And he gets fouled. It will be a free kick. You would expect Szoboszlai to step up on this one. Chance for Szoboszlai here. You would expect him to have a shot on target here. Of course, Gakpo walks away. It was always going to be the free kick specialist. He's already got 4 direct free kick goals. Wow. Let's see him at a 5th here. Let's see him at a 5th here. Whoa! He does. And Vicario should do so much better there. Vicario should do so much better there. But, of course, we're not necessarily expecting Vicario to do much better than that. And Liverpool taking the lead. Commentators say it's a soft foul to get Vicario's got to do better, man. I think Vicario's got to do a little bit better here. Not that I expect him to do a little bit better. I just think he should. Even gets a hand to it. And that is not the start that Tottenham were looking for. It was the start everyone expected, however. Liverpool 1-0. Gets a little fist pump jump combo. What will Spurs do? They're going to get Jed Spence. No, they are not. Commentator trying to find something, anything positive for the chickens. There isn't. There isn't much positive for the chickens here today. Can Szoboszlai bring that in? No, he cannot. Plucky is the word the commentators used here. Here's Archie Gray. Danso under pressure from Gakpo. Oh, good turn from Gravenberch. He's going to go for a shot himself, and that was not far away. That was not far away. Dragonson doesn't step. I mean, Gravenberch, Dragonson does just enough, I think, but you might think he should do better there. You might think he should do better there. And of course, the customary 20th minute, Diogo Jota applause. Pedro Porro up. Gravenberch down for Verts. He's going to put it over the top for Frimpong. Can Frimpong get there? He's not that fast. He's fast, but he ain't that fast. Good step there from Joe Gomez. Solanke tries to follow. Gakpo falls on his butt. That is cheap, but it is a foul. Oh, that's an even worse. We got a different crest on the yellow jersey, and it's pretty horrible, really. Pretty horrible. Sabazalai, of course, over the free kick here. He's going to put it in the mixer for a dangerous one. There it goes. It's a great ball. Jed Spence heads back only as far as Reed. Here's Gomez. Now for Verts. In for McAllister. Back for Verts. What can they do? Sabazalai is going to get a cross in. There it is to the back post. Only Rio's going to be able to get there, or is he? Nope. Line judge 97 yards away says he was not able to keep the ball in play. I don't know what kind of glasses he's got. Supervision on that one. Pedro Porro with the armband, huh? No one moving. No movement whatsoever. Robertson wins the header. Sarr hits one up and back out of bounds. Now here for Gomez. And Liverpool will just be comfortable, probably for the rest of the entire game. Spurs not really offering much so far. Long ball into the channel. Rio is not going to get there. Commentator talking about jigsaw puzzles for Igor Tudor. He was the one talking about black magic, so I don't know what. Gravenberch does well to keep it, to stay on there. And the only thing you might say is that Liverpool just kind of just beating what's in front of them. They're not necessarily having to do too much. I don't know what Gakpo's doing this far back. Here's Sloppy Sly throwing it back in. And at the moment, only the fact that their goal difference is better than Forest and Wet Spam have them out of the bottom three. Rio taking on Poro, beating him really well. Ball all the way for Frimpong here. 1v1 with Jet Spence. Here's Sloppy Sly. Now Gomez hitting one to the opposite side. Poro with the clearance. Van Dijk first time down for Verts. And now for McAllister. Here's Gakpo. Opens up for him. Has a shot. Bangs it off of whoever that is. Danso. Like, you can't afford to go down, bro. You're the only one left. You're the only homie left, man. You can't be hurt. Looks like the follow-through may have caught him. And this is exactly, so far, what you would expect from this game. Hey, holding the boot for Rio. All the way back to Vicario here. Verts eventually coming over to press. But Spurs playing really slow, as you might expect. Here's Archie Gray. Runs away from Gakpo. Gravenberch comes with him. Solanke coming back in. He's going to get the foul. I think he's bought that one. Archie Gray looking to hit it long for Souza. He chooses the sideways ball instead. Here he is again, though. No movement really ahead of him. Richarlison and Solanke making the same run. Gomez, easy to intercept that. Here's Robertson in for McAllister. Gomez does well to get it to Sabazalai. There's some space out here on the right-hand side. Gakpo, good touch to McAllister, who gets it wide for Rio. 1v1 with Souza. Step over, left, right. Jinky gets the cross. It's down here. Sabazalai for Verts. In for Frimpong, Verts, McAllister. It's all very intricate in there. Richarlison can get it away, and Mateus Tell can bring it under his control and run out with Sabazalai all over him. Now Verts will double team, and they'll just take it off of him. Easy as you like. Easy as you like. Easy as you like on the defense there for Florian Verts and Dominic Sloppy Sly. Liverpool comfortable. Very comfortable here. Bringing Solanke on to pass it around him. Just for the sake of putting a pattern together. McAllister back for Allison. And I was really hoping Liverpool would go with a let's murder them approach as opposed to let's just do what we have to approach. Hey, Kavanaugh's going to call him up for bringing Jed Spence down. I think he's lucky a little bit there. I think he's definitely a bit lucky there to get that call. Pedro Porro can't figure out what he wants. But I'm guessing he'll be the man to serve this one here. Nope. Quickly taken. Here's Jed Spence. Now a ball to the back post. Out of bounds. Past Archie Gray. Just hoofed up. Here's Pedro Porro. Trying to find a ball into the channel for Richarlison. He does not do that very well. What a throw from Alisson. Leading Robertson, trying to get him in behind. McAllister down for Robertson. Gakpo may have been offsides. He's going to get the ball across. Here's Wirtz. Ooh, it was up. Sommer had to do something there, or Wirtz was going to have a free shot on goal. He's conceded the corner kick. Somebody close to the mic just screamed, "Woo!" Ay, ay, ay. What a stat that is. 17 goals conceded in the last 15 minutes of the first half for Spurs. Here comes the ball from Sloppy Sly. Who's there? Gravenberch hits it back in. Van Dijk. Souza gets a header. Mateus Tell gets in on the action. Here is Sloppy Sly on it. However, all the way across for Frimpong, looking to switch the angle of attack. Here's Gravenberch. Now Szoboszlai again. Here's Rio. Jed Spence has switched to the right-hand side. That's interesting. Souza backing him up. Here's Wirtz. Scooped for Rio. It's not going to be able to get back to it. It was a nice little scoop from the German. Porro hits one long. Gravenberch puts it down for a throw-in. And I wonder if Pedro Porro having the armband means anything at all to him. Here's Vicario. Gakpo pressing on Dragonson. Fouls him, but he stays up. And then they give it up. Yeah. Well done from Gravenberch. Sloppy Sly can bring it forward. Wirtz is through here. 1v1 with Danso. Checks. All the way across for Rio. Goes for the shot. Blocked by Porro, and Richarlison can try and bring it clear here. There's literally no one in front of him. Here's Porro. Now Souza. Same thing. Nobody in front of him. He will win a foul, though. That's well done from the kid. That's a great pass from Szoboszlai and from Wirtz. If Rio hits that first time, the shot might be on. Interesting that Poole don't want to press Vicario. Here's Dragonson, and he passes it right out of bounds. Not really under a lot of pressure from Wirtz. Throws it in quickly. Here's Gravenberch. And Dragonson just takes him out. Just takes him out. Igor Tudor's pissed. He's always pissed. I'd be pissed if I was a Spurs coach. Can't believe it. Shake of the head for probably the 97th time, 9700th time since he got to the club. Szoboszlai with another free kick. And here comes ball across. Who's there? One away from Danso. Jed Spence will beat Robertson to it, but they can keep him pinned in here. Richarlison's going to win it, though. That's a good step from Gravenberch. Here comes Alisson. Now coming. Gakpo goes off the bar! Oh my goodness gracious. Gakpo should score there. It goes off the bar. Did Vicario save it? We shall see. Gravenberch feeling the pain of that one. So Richarlison, I think, accidentally steps on him. Oh, I don't know if he gets a touch or not. Here we go. This angle will show us. Yep, he does. What a save. That's a class save from Vicario to put it on the bar there. And it's gone pretty much as you expected. I was hoping for a bit more energy from Liverpool. Hopefully we'll get another one before halftime. Here's some space for Dragon Shit. That's a big touch. Puts it here for Jed Spence. Tries to cut in. Verts lets him hit a long one to the kid, Souza. Robertson does so well down for Allison, who's going to throw it back to him. Bit of a weak throw, but it gets in front of him. Robertson trying to go around the back with Gakpo. Danso does well. But Gakpo wins it off of Porro. One more touch here from McAllister. And Liverpool back in controlled build-up here. Now Rio cuts inside. Here's Gakpo. Richarlison takes it off of him from behind. Then Gakpo slides in. Solanke's still on it. Tries to go around Robbo there, is unable to do so, and it's down for McAllister. Come on, we need another one before halftime. I've bet the over here. I need some goals. Go on, Frimpong. To the bottom line. Oh, I thought it was off Jed Spence. Definitely thought it was off Jed Spence. However, the officials do not agree. It is a corner kick, goal kick, rather. It's definitely a foul. What are you talking about? Vicario perhaps should do better. Vicario perhaps should do better. We are watching the replays. We have no clue what's happened here. But Charleston gets up. Doesn't look excited. And as it sits, Liverpool with the superior goal difference to Aston Villa up into fourth place. Frimpong wins it here. Chance for a fast break. Oh, it's a poor ball. McAllister. Tell wins it off of. No, he does not. Subasly will win it. And now Gravenberch. Can you get another one before halftime? Can you get another one for me before halftime? And the Reds more than happy to just keep possession. Bring Tottenham out a little bit in their formation. Verts comes back, gives it to McAllister. That's great work. Here's Verts again. He's going to hit one wide for Frimpong. Space to go at his man. Cuts inside. Still going, Frimpong. Here's Sloppy Sly. Gravenberch. McAllister. Robbo looks wide for Rio. He's going to go on at Souza. A lot of step overs. Cuts inside. Ooh, the ball is only as far as Sarr, who rips it up. Allison down for Van Dijk. Here's Verts popping up on the left. Over the top from McAllister. Robertson tries to put it down for Gakpo. Spurs players can't really sort it out, but they've figured it out now. Here's Mateus Tell with Jed Spence on the overlap. Doesn't go for it. He's still got the ball in the middle past McAllister. Now he goes for Jed Spence. Of course, Slavosly is there. But Allison under a little bit of pressure and puts it right out of bounds. Here's Kolo Muani. Now Archie Gray. No one going to get anywhere near that for Spurs. Gravenberch with a great touch in for Verts here. Knew he had to get a touch on. Here's Rio cutting inside. Poro's doing all right on him so far, but he's been beaten here. Rio's going to go around Souza as well. Beats Poro once again. That's a very important touch to force him back. But the Anfield crowd loves the work from the kid. And here he is again. Combining with Robbo. Now McAllister. Here's Sloppy Sly. Ball for Verts. Rio again. 1v1 with Souza. Beat him. Goes to the byline. Goes down. Gets the call. I mean, this is a shoulder barge, right? Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's a poor call. But it will be Sloppy Sly on the free kick regardless. Just rip this one really, really strong towards the back post. Just cause some chaos. Try to sting Vicario right here. Here it goes. He hits it low. Ooh. Right across the face. Here is Gravenberch around Poro. Now Szoboszlai puts it back into the back post. Van Dijk's there. It's over. Van Dijk again. Oh, my goodness. Rio's going to get there. Pedro Porro stands him up. Here's Verts. Goes for the... he's mishit that completely, Florian Verts. Spence. What's he called? What a ball from Szoboszlai is to the back post. Good header down. Good ball across. Through Dragonson's legs. Oh, man. Nobody realized it was going to get there. Solanke on for Richarlison here. Souza's going to get that one. Here's Mateus Tell. Ball across. Here's Richarlison. Ooh. And that wasn't that far away, you know. That was not that far away. So good work. Good work to get the ball across. Oh, man. He's only just missed. He's only just missed. And Liverpool just need to stay focused here. Just need to stay focused here. You don't want to get embarrassed. You don't want this to be an embarrassment. It's up. Gakpo, I guess that you can't call that a win. But Gravenberch has played it out of bounds. And we've reached 45 minutes. I'm sure there'll be a minute or two of stoppage time. Here's Danso bringing it forward. Poro tries to find Solanke. He will do. Here's Richarlison. He just loses it. McAllister. Here's Verts. It's a good tackle from Sar. Richarlison tries to find Dominic Solanke, and it's absolutely awful as we're into 2 minutes of stoppage time here. Vert's holding his shin. Homie, if you'd wear shin guards, if you weren't wearing little pieces of thin cardboard that were about 2 inches long, your shin might get some protection on such challenges. But as it is, Verts is down in a heap. I don't know what that was all about. Kavanaugh has to do a drop ball. And here's Gomez holding off Solanke. Charleston will put Allison under here. He's going to get one long. Frimpong flicks it on. He's going to try to win it his own flick on. Dragon can get the clearance, and it'll be a header away from Gomez. Charleston comes near, wins that. It's a poor pass from Kolomwani for Danso. Ball here for Dragonson. Back to Vicario. And it's interesting that they're not pressing Vicario. You would think they would be. Here's Dragonson. He'll hit the one long. Down for Slabasly here. Now for Van Dijk. Ooh, a hurried clearance gives it away to Sarr. Here's Mateus Tell. Goes around Frimpong. Spence thinks he's offsides. Tell's going to get there, though. Frimpong does well. It'll be a corner kick, and Tell trying to amp up the Spurs fans. And they'll set it up. They wouldn't, would they? They couldn't, could they? What does Tell have with this service? Ball across. Who's there? It's down. Oof. Allison has to be there for that save. And it's Spurs who came closest in this last couple of minutes. Liverpool a little bit. Oh, he's wide. He's by himself. It's a free header. It's a free header. Oof. Allison does well. Allison does well. So what was as comfortable of a first half as you might expect for Liverpool ends with a little bit of jeopardy, but just a little reminder that they're still in it, that they're still around. They still have the potential to actually put some passes together, put a cross in, get a good header. But comfortable for Liverpool so far. Arun thinks Tottenham can get something. I disagree. They're horrible, man. They're really, really bad. He really wants it, though. He really wants it, though. I don't see it happening, Arun. And honestly, when you come on my stream, and Arun, when you come on my stream and you say, "Come on, you Spurs," it's probably not going to get a great reaction from me. What's up, Charles? How you doing? Thanks for being here. How good was that, Max Dowman? I've been saying that Mikel needs to raise to the next level. He needs an elite talent in his 11. That was amazing from Max Dowman. Definitely a risk, definitely a gamble, roll of the dice. Arteta looks a genius because he's come up trumps for us. Fantastic performance from the 16-year-old. And for me, what's most impressive is the composure. Definitely for a 16-year-old. Arun, just for today. Just for today. Nope. Nope. Not going to happen. I know you want to dunk one on Asif's head top. I know you do. But I just don't see it happening in this one. The only way is if Liverpool are just straight asleep at the wheel. If Liverpool come out in this second half and are like, you know what? We've already won this one. We're just going to chill. If that's the way they approach this second half, then maybe, just maybe. But I think Liverpool knew that a draw would be a good result. Yeah. Of course it would be. But you guys are flying high. I mean, you don't necessarily need to worry about the teams behind you, right? Does the lion concern itself with the hyena? You're doing just fine at the, win your games now, Arun. Win your games. Third place is locked. Third place is locked. There's only 8 of them left. You only have 8 games left in your whole season. Win those games and you're locked. You're locked into third place. We ain't a lion. No, you're not. No, you certainly aren't, my friend. But, if you're not a lion, what does that make Liverpool? What is Liverpool? What are Chelsea of the Lions? Oh yeah, Chelsea of the Lions. Excuse me, Chelsea Lion. Yeah, and they're wounded. They're a wounded animal right now. And they're in the rearview mirror for you, Arun. Definitely in the rearview mirror. They're 6 points back. 6 points back, and Liam Rossini talking about who knows what, aging men and all that. Had another wild press conference after yesterday's game. Go check that out. It's fun viewing. Absolutely is fun viewing that. But yeah, you're ahead, man. You're ahead, Arun. I wouldn't worry about who's behind you. I'm not worried in the slightest about any of the 19 teams that are behind me. Not worried in the slightest. And I don't think you should be either. I think the one game a week, while it does cause some issues, I think you will benefit overall from it in the end, as you did today versus Villa. And with, unless Liverpool go out to Galatasaray, which I'm sure you would love, they are going to be, playing deep into the Champions League, or at least another round into the Champions League, you would expect. Quarterfinal versus Manchester City, and if they win that, even more games for them. So Chelsea the same, Villa the same. Villa have their eggs in the Europa League basket. I think top 4 from third place for Manchester United is pretty much nailed on, as long as they do their job. Yeah, I'm sure you would love a result today. I'm sure you would love a result today. But hey, man, all you can really do is take care of your business. All you can really do is handle your games. And you've done that very, very well. This one, of course, is gone as you may have expected it. And as it is halftime, I will take my customary. Thank you so much for being here. That's right. Here, it's halftime, and I really appreciate you being here from the bottom of my heart. It really does help the channel. So go ahead and smash up the like button. Of course, you already know the drill. Hype it up if you got any left. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It would be my pleasure to welcome you to the community, of course. And as always, let me know what you're thinking about this one in the comments section down below. Finally!
The Chiefs are saying, and what you've said for weeks about Man United, why don't they play countering attacking football? And then they did it, and they won. And what's City not good at? Defending counter-attacking football.
Mikel Arteta, you sir. Midfield a few times. Like people like hammering down the door. Like I'm trying to work it through here in my mind, and I can't figure out what's made him so afraid. All right, people, let me know in the comments. I want to know what you think the manager should do to influence this game. Do we need more of the same, Do we need wholesale changes or maybe just a couple of little tweaks? Of course, thanks for being here. I want to know your opinion. So I'm going to rewrite it for our out.
Let's do something.
My phone is streaming. My stream. Which one?
The Liverpool one. If you're high, you can be
On what?
Yeah, 2,490 days from my employer up to 90 followers. So I want to see what I want to take $25.
It says Apple only wants to they just want to take off.
I was don't worry about it. I can't do it because I'm not. But we can jump on the time. If you can give me a phone. Are you set up the card? Well, if you want to come after for a day, if it's going to be a day more followers. Oh, mine are outside. Dark outside. Do you need me to put Rex in the cage?
You can actually leave. I'll just leave the door open. And I'll turn this off.
Anything else you can think about with people? What's that? Mike, get away from the burning stuff. What are you doing, right? Stop. You're right back.
Love you.
Love you.
All right, people. We're back. We are back. And Robbie Earl in the studio saying that there's something here for the Spurs. I don't think so. They'll get destroyed. They'll get destroyed. Oh my God. And the guys in the studio. Crazy. They'll show the United Villa highlights. Obviously, we are intimately familiar with that one as we did the watch along. What a goal from Ross Barkley, though. Onana booty bumped it. Didn't tell nobody. Goal stood. Bruno Fernandes, man. What a player. What a player. Great finish from Cunha. And that's all you need from your striker. Come in and seal the game. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm wondering if, Spurs can't really change anything, but I'm wondering what, if anything, Slot might do to just get this one over the line. There was a little bit, maybe, in it for Spurs there in that one. Couple of forays forward, but the quality is very low from them, of course, as you might expect. And I don't know. I guess you don't really need to do anything for if you're Slot. Just make sure you keep him in front of you. And you want a second one. Go ahead and score the second goal early. I get that they're kind of holding back because they don't really need to do much more in order to win this game. But even Spurs, as low as the morale is, as low as the mood is around the club, if you give them a chance and just leave it at 1-0 later and later and later, at some point, they'll probably go for it. And Liverpool are not necessarily amazing at the whole not conceding late goals thing. But I just feel like if Liverpool really put their stamp their authority on this game, Spurs will break. 47th minute, second goal, and it's done. And they'll be absolutely cooked. They'll be absolutely cooked. And they're back out on the pitch at Anfield. The fitness coach doing a little bit of second half warm up here with the Reds. And we'll see. We shall see. So far, no halftime talk has worked for Senor Tudor. Dr. Frankenstein's assistant. Will his halftime speech work today? That is the question as we kick off in this second half at Anfield. The ball back to Vicario. And he's hit it long. Who's going to win this second ball? Rio's underneath it. So too Porro. Now for McAllister. Richarlison wins this one. Gomez pings it off his own man. Porro is going to bring this one. What's up, Rob? You are not alone in that assessment, my friend. You are not alone in that opinion. My man Asif on the panel, he doesn't like Slot very much either. Van Dijk looking for a push, not going to get it. Rio's got the ball anyway. Dragusin actually with a good step there on Gakpo. And Gakpo's been poor, man. Prague, what do you think of Gakpo? Asif's not Gakpo's biggest fan either. Oof. McAllister doing enough to make Vicario hit it out. I think Gakpo's been poor today, but I got to back him because I thought it was going to be a field day. I thought Liverpool were going to really go for it. Yeah, I tend to agree. I think he's all right. He's obviously not their best attacker, but you can tell that Slot was thinking about Galatasaray. Well, that's a good turn from Gakpo. Go on. He's thinking about Galatasaray by playing Gakpo down the middle. Giving Ekitike rest, Salah the rest. Salah needs the rest, man. And maybe, just maybe, Salah not playing at all today will give him a little break, and not because Slot has a bad relationship with him or Slot thinks he's bad or whatever, or because he's absolutely been atrocious. So what a turn from Rio. Goes right past Porro. That looked like a dive. Anyway, I think maybe Salah might do well from this break, and he might have a good game on Wednesday against the Turkish in the Champions League. I love this spin-a-rooski from Rio. Goes right around Porro. Oh, he's dove there. Lucky to avoid a yellow. He's lucky to avoid a yellow there. Obviously, the crowd's going to back the kid. Electric player, fun player. Someone's getting a yellow. Igor. Yeah. I mean, Rio should have been booked for diving, sure, but why does Tudor have to scream? Like, is that really such a big deal that you have to go get yourself booked? Spursy. Spursy that from the manager. He's fitting in quite nicely. All right, Gakpo, put him under. Win it. Grab him, Verts. Well done, Verts. Come on. Verts can take it off of Dragerson. Important step from Danso. I remember when Gakpo was about to sign for Leeds a few years back. Would have been a better player over there. Is that he would have struggled to be first choice, just like he has at Liverpool. Especially if I don't know when this was, especially if he was there when DCL came in. Because personally, as a target man, as a front man, leading the line, I think Calvert-Lewin is just as good, if not better, than Gakpo. He's been kind of poor today in the center forwards position. But that's nothing new. Amazingly, he's better on the wing. He was brought as a center forward, as a number 9, but Isak and Ekitike are miles ahead of him in that position, in my opinion. Here's Danso. Oh, yeah, Danso's got a throw. Here it comes. Van Dijk rises. Here's Porro. He's probably going to launch one in again to the back post. Richarlison's under it. No one will get a touch offsides anyway. Yeah, Gakpo's powers of target man, classic number 9, old school style, or I don't know what the words are, but they're not his best attribute. And that's evidenced by the fact that he's never locked down that position, and y'all spent a record fee on a forward. Here's Frimpong. It's going to get to Rio, cut in and shoot. There it goes. Ooh. Swung a boot at it, and it's gone into the crowd. Good work from Frimpong, though. Good ball all the way across. Verts brings Porro. And then, of course, according to Asif Prague, that Isak is close to being back. I think we might see him on the other side of the break, on the other side of the internationals. But obviously, he won't be in the very first game. The very first game is City at the Etihad for Liverpool. So, in the FA Cup, he obviously will not be starting there. I'd be shocked. Especially since if Isak can play and is healthy by the international break, Sweden will want to have him because they have yet to qualify for the World Cup. I'm not a fan of that because Gyökeres will be going there. Meanwhile, Rio 1v1 with Porro, beat his ass to the byline, ball across up from Danso. Oh, good step. Frimpong cuts in. Gravenberch can collect. Here's McAllister. Calm from Liverpool. I was trying to get excited. Liverpool weren't. Here's Rio. Do something. Now Verts. Liverpool more than happy with the possession in these areas. Here's a chance for Rio again. Vicario's right behind it. Yeah, a tamer effort than the other. least it's on target. Sloppy Sly can step in. A ball down the line for Frimpong. Brings Kolomawani. Went down looking for a foul. Or perhaps just misfooted. Leastways, it is a throw-in. You know what, Prague? Of all the players in the Spurs team, hold on a second. Here's Rio. It's way too far from Verts. Here's Verts again, though. Of all the players in the Spurs team, obviously I can't talk shit about Sousa. I don't know anything about him. But Archie Gray, I think, is probably the only one I would take at Arsenal. Just for the potential. I think he's a good player. And I don't think he's necessarily like poisoned by Spurs. He hasn't been there that long, and he's still too young to really, not be thinking that he can just jump ship. But he might not, somebody might scoop him up when they go down, maybe. But I think he'd be lucky to avoid the championship. Even though I agree. I think he's a good player. Is Solanke going to get here? Nope. Allison can clear. Important touch. And see, Liverpool need to get the second goal and just put this away. Because Spurs have shown that they can score goals. Randomly. When teams back off of them. When teams suppose they're defeated. A la Madrid in the Champions League. Pun intended there. Yeah. I don't know where Madison will go. I don't have a high opinion of James Madison, though. I think he was overrated. His injury is so intense that he's just been going. Uh-oh. Richarlison thinks he's been fouled. Goes for the shot. Allison with the save. Yeah, I think James Madison is just super overrated. But he's been gone for so long, like he's not going to be the same player when he comes back. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. I don't have anything against him per se. He took Leicester down, but people still tried to gloss him when he got the move. And he never did much, in my opinion, for Spurs. And he's been out for so long now, it seems. Who knows what will happen with him. But once again, you don't come back a better player after the same player after 10 months, 11 months out. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Check complete. It's going to be a corner kick. Here comes Xavi Simons because there's a little bit of maybe a door left open here from Liverpool. And why Simons hasn't started the game, if you're bringing him on for Sousa, is a question only Dr. Frank's assistant can tell you. Tell with the in-swinger. Gomez away. First time in from Simons. He's going to head it down again. Allison will keep it in, and he's going to give it to Sabazalai here. A chance to counter for Liverpool. Get it all the way across. All the way across to Frimpong. Nope. Goes to Rio. 1v1 with Porro. Beat him. He does indeed. Ball across. And Dragonson is well behind it. Unfortunately, man, it's Prague. This is those knee injuries, man, those ACLs. You're just not the same. You're just not the same. And that's why, when you look at Jurrien Timber, it's amazing that he's played 80 games. So Bosley with a long one. He's played 80 games off the back of an ACL. Because we bought him and he played 2 games in preseason, and then he was out the whole season with that ACL. And he's been week in and week out since he came back, Timber. And it's so rare. It's so rare to see that happen, I think that might be a little bit of Saka's issue, is that some of his knee injuries have been really bad. Some, hamstring tears will do a player in. Look at Michael Owen, man. Hamstring tears will just, it's over. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, really. It's unfortunate, like, you don't have you feel for James Madison. I don't have anything against the guy. Like I say, he just, this injury, it will change his career forever. And I think that if and when Spurs do go down, it'll be very interesting to see where he goes and if he can get the same size contract. Hard to justify him getting the same contract he has at Spurs after not playing for a year. It's tough. It's so tough, man. It's so tough. Here's Sabazlai with the cross. Who's there? I think that was off the back of somebody's head. Jed Spence off of Gamoa. It's going to go out for a throw. Igor in Tell's ear. Here's a little coaching session. He's holding the ball, man. He's about to get to throw the ball in. Oh, no. Poro's got to throw it. I'm confused. What's going on? Can we get the tower cam? Can we get the tower cam back so I know what's going on? There's Van Dijk on the header. Vert's trying to bring it down. Hooked clear by Kolomwani, or Sar, I should say. And I think Liverpool, a little bit of complacency that has just given Spurs a little bit of belief. I would love Jamie Vardy back in the Premier League. He plays for Cremonese, right? He still plays, Jamie Vardy. Cremonese is like the Nottingham Forest of Serie A right now, or like the Burnley, maybe, of Serie A, Cremonese, and Jamie Vardy was still going, man. Still chugging them Red Bulls. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here's Bits. Oh, man, go for the shot. Yes, sir, bro. Here's Sloppy Sly. And you think as the game goes on here, one more goal ought to do it, even though I need 3 more goals. Here's Rio. Beat him. Triple teamed back for Robertson. And Robertson hasn't really had the ball as much in this half as he did in the first, that's for sure. But again, Liverpool, I mean, do they need to do more than this? If they just keep the ball, it's less and less anxious for them. When they're giving Spurs chances at 1-0, that's a different story. But of course, here I'm going to say, just pass them to death. Coming from an Arsenal fan. Here's Frimpong. Subslide the first time cross. Gakpo rises, and he only heads it back to good old Sloppy Slide, the Hungarian Gerrard. Turn. Verts for Rio. Of course I remember David Villa. Absolutely, of course I do. I bought him in a couple of my FIFA games over the years. How old do you think I am, Prague? I definitely remember David Villa. Definitely remember him. I remember before David Villa as well. Hell yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Definitely definitely worthy of being a favorite player. That guy, David Villa, was a freaking beast, man. Absolute beast. And on his day, like in his prime, he was so fast too. Ball across the box there. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And he was one of the first to come to the MLS. Did he play in New York City? David Villa. It's one of the around the same time as Henri came to the MLS. Beckham. He was one of the first wave to come over to America for the retirement league. Oh, and here come the cavalry for Liverpool. Rio's coming off. Salah's coming on. I imagine Gakpo and Wirtz will also vacate the premises. Frimpong. Yeah, imagine David Villa and Pirlo in their prime together, but instead they were chilling in the MLS and dunking on people. Oh man. Imagine if like David Villa randomly popped up in an Inter Miami shirt because that's like Barcelona light. It's like old school Barcelona. Sergi Busquets, Luis Suarez, Messi down there in Miami. That'd be crazy. Slanky wins it here. Here's Tell. And it just goes out. Time just ticking on here. Spurs still in it as far as the scoreline. Gravenberch doing well. Quick feet. Taking off of Salah's boot. Curtis Jones wins it back, however. Hey, heavy touch from Joe Gomez and just manages to get it possession with the throw-in. What is Slot? Slot's got a... Was that a name tag? Did Slot have a name tag on his shirt? That was weird. Nakatike puts it down for Szoboszlai, tries to get it out. Really, Prague? I've never heard. Oh, just because when he came in, yeah. Or are you saying that there was like a behind closed doors like disagreement or whatever? Simmons here's Jed spins. Ball to the back post. Oof. Ooh. Nakatike is going to win it. Nope. Sar does well. Kavanaugh just barely gets out of the way. Sar again. Savvy Simmons. Now Poro. Ball to the back post. Richarlison can keep it from going out for a goal kick, but that's about it. And this second half's been even, you got to say, but I think it's more because of Liverpool complacency and just trying not to exert too much energy with the big Champions League game in the midweek, already having got the lead here. Is that going to get past Poro? It will. Gakpo heads it down. He doesn't get past Danso, however. That's very well done from the defender there. Very important as well. Gakpo would have been in. It's a definite foul. Definite foul. But Charleston will win the second ball here. Goes for the shot. Oh, my God. It looked clean coming off the boot, but it, in the end, was right at Allison. Good turn from Mo Salah, and the break's on. Here's Hugo Ekitike. Is he going to get there before Dragusin? He is. Cruyff cut. Goes for the holy crap. Corner flag was absolutely terrified there from that shot. What a turn from Mo Salah. Yeah, I think he's hit the... Is that a go out for a throw-in? Did that shot go out for a throw-in? Holy crapola. Commentator mentioning that this was more of a spirited performance from Spurs than any we've seen under Mr. Tudor. Hugo Ekitike for Salah here. Oh, there it is. Oh! Dragusin just gets there. Vicario, nope, you're way out of bounds, homie. That's a definite corner kick. That's a definite corner kick. I guess they feel pity on him. They're going to give it to him. This is way out of bounds. Yeah, it does there. It goes all right there. That's way out of bounds. That's way out of bounds. Doesn't matter. Liverpool back on it. Here's Curtis Jones. Might have been his first touch. Dreamland stuff, Prague. Alvarez to Arsenal would be dreamland stuff. I mean, of course, we're currently already in dreamland, the way things are shaping up. But yes, hopefully we can see the title out and then add to it and go again. Absolutely would love to see Julian Alvarez come to Arsenal. Looks gloomy down at the bottom of the table there. Peacock showing it. Looks better for Liverpool up at the top. Only 3 goals behind United, 3 points behind United. Here's Mateus Tell. Good step from Gakpo. Holds off Xavi Simons. Finds Salah. What a ball that is. And here's Ekitike. Oh, it goes past him. Goes past him. Oh, he's going to win it, though. Porro stands up. Here's Robertson. Oh, a little bit too intricate. Colin Mawani dribbling out here. Sorry, rather, I should say. Solanke can pick it up. And he's just, I don't know what happened there. He just lost it. Here's Sabazalai. Good step from Sar. Oh, no, that's not a foul. That's not a foul, that one. Oh, just throw a boot, Ekitike. Just throw a boot. Danso playing it into nothing. Jed Spence can go get it, but Liverpool can press higher. Now, McAllister. Got to keep it. Can he go past Porro? No, he cannot. Doesn't have the speed. Here's Vicario to hit one long. 20 minutes. Still 1-0. That's a good touch from Solanke. Here's Xavi Simons all alone. They're coming behind him. Here's Tell with him. Space to cross. They're not closing down. Van Dijk gets it away. Dragonson wide. Nope. Gakpo brings it in. Finds Salah. He's going to give it to him, and Salah's going to... Oh! Oof. It's not a corner kick. There's no way that's a corner kick. No. No way. You missed, bro. You missed, homie. That's all it is. It happens. It just hits Dragusin on the head. No, it doesn't get anywhere close. It does. It's a corner kick. Right off Vicario. Definitely should have been a corner. Did somebody get a yellow for these protestations? He wasn't excited, I can tell you that much. Why did they stop the game? Anyway, here's Xavi Simmons. Gets past the Sabazalai. Didn't know much about it. Jet Spence is out wide. He gets it there. Cuts inside. Takes a shot. It's right at Allison. Wow, and it's just back and forth. There's so much space behind Spurs right now. If they can just a little bit of quality. Oh, and this is just back and forth we go. Who's going to win the second ball? McAllister does so well there. Got to keep it now. Richarlison also does well, retreating to win that one. Here's Solanke. Richarlison, he's still on it. Here he goes. Ay, ay, ay. No one there. Sabazalai hits one long. Only as far as Dragusin. Spurs, perhaps. Rising. That's a foul. Go on. Find Ekatike. That's a terrible pass right to Danso. And back the other way we go. Here's Archie Gray. It's opening up here. 15 minutes to play. Here's Mateus Tell. Goes for the shot. Van Dijk in the way. Here's Gakpo. And now they can take a breather. Can just take a breather. Kolo Muani and some random coming on. Mateus Tell vacating the pitch. Who? Jed Spence coming off for, once again, some random. I still don't know this dude's name. Number 52. They said it in the stadium, but we'll figure it out at some point, I guess. Do they even have a graphic for it? I guess that's why we haven't seen it. Is this a debut? This definitely hasn't gone the way anyone expected. Spurs haven't been great because they're not great. And here comes Szoboszlai for Gakpo. He's got the overlap. Lets the space come. Salah. Vicario to hit one long. Solanke's battling. So too Richarlison. Are they going to win it? Yep. Definitely a foul. Not the approach we expected from Liverpool. I expected more energy. But as we examine it, if it gets him over the line, it gets him over the line. This may be trying to conserve energy. But now that Ekitike's on, Salah shouldn't be worried about it. Here's Gakpo on a run. Salah loops it to the back. Robertson's there, back across. No one else is. And Xavi Simons just hits it long. Van Dijk comes to head it down for Curtis Jones. Mo Salah in a little bit of space here. Cuts inside. Gravenberch. Ekitike. One touch. Takes a shot. Goes right at Vicario. Here comes Pedro Porro. Allowed to cross. Here's Richarlison. It'll come for Archie Gray here. Ball to the back post. Richarlison. And Liverpool living dangerously. Living dangerously here. Oh my goodness. Liverpool very lucky not to concede here. Oh. Allison was retreating. Any touch is going to put it past him. Dude in the background was grinning at him. Here's Ekitike doing well, getting pulled back, definite yellow. And it's just a weird approach from Liverpool. If they're given space, they'll take it, but it's not necessarily. Oh, that's a good turn for Gravenberch. Always almost gotten it through for Ekitike. Here's Robertson. Tried to get it down for Ekitike. It didn't work. Here's Solanke. That's a good touch for Kolomowani. It's going to go past McAllister and Curtis Jones and then give it to Gravenberch. Little kid gets it to Archie Gray anyway. Here's Xavi Simons. Now, Sarr. Some space. Ooh, he should have played quicker there. Porro, the left foot to the back post. Sabazali's up. Who's Salah going to win it? I think he's done just enough. 10 minutes to play, and Liverpool definitely riding their luck here. Here's Solanke. Into the middle for McAllister. The chances on if they play quickly here. Ekitike throws his head up. But it's fine. You just take more time off the clock here. Spurs maybe conserving energy for a last gasp push. One over the top for Robertson. He's going to pressure Kolomowani here. Does well. Here's Porro. Back for Vicario. He tries to find Dragusin. Salah goes past him too easily. And he'll win the corner. But Vicario, man, just boot it. Just boot it forward, right? Well, who am I to expect Guillermo Vicario to be doing what is expected of a good goalkeeper? Salah will hit the in-swinger. Here it comes. Who's there? Colomawani's going to try to watch this out. Nope. He'll put one up. Curtis Jones not going to get to that. And who's number 42? Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen this kid. I've seen this kid before. Gakpo off. Here's Poro. It's Liverpool throw. Ekitike spins him. Ball across. Archie Gray just rips it. Combining with Neone is Robertson. Here's Ekitike. The kid. On for Gomez. Long ball out wide for Van Dijk. Classic. Salah will get on it. Can he beat Gray? Here's Sabazalai. Goes past Poro. Goes for the left foot shot. Interesting. Or Solanke was the defender, I should say. Gomez down here for Sabazalai. Liverpool, more of a seeing it out game management style here than put it to bed kind of approach. Not what I expected, not what I wanted. But they don't give a shit. 3 points is 3 points. And they look like they'll settle for this. No reason to try and break them down unless the space is there. Gomez back for Allison. Allison back for Gomez. Spurs pressing high. He's by himself. It's not going to go out. Simmons wins it. Then McAllister. It's going to fall down for Solanke here. Here's Simmons. Gets faced up. It's a good touch. Gray puts one in. No one arriving on the back post. I think Arne Slot is wearing a name tag. It's not a good situation down at the bottom of the table. Not a good situation down at the bottom. Richarlison probably the only player in the whole team that's like prepared to battle every single game, prepared to fight to the death. I don't like him very much, obviously, but he might be the only guy in there, the only player in there with that kind of metal, as they say in England. That's great work. Here is Xavi Simmons coming forward. Now Archie Gray. Here's Sarr. In for Simmons. Has a shot. Allison is right behind that. Curtis Jones wins the second ball. Here's Neone for Robertson. We're in the 89th minute here, people. Here's McAllister. Hunted down. Here's Sarr. Mawani. It's a good step from Van Dijk. Ekitike is still on the ground. McAllister, rather. Neone will put Vicario under. Archie Gray puts it into the channel for Xavi Simmons. Checks. Here he is. Again. Switch of play for Porro. Liverpool. Wow. We are in the 89th minute. Robertson down. Cole Mwani's going to get on this. He's past Van Dijk. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And we've been saying it this whole game. We've been saying it this whole game. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We've been saying it this whole game. Liverpool are around, and now they've found out, people. Now they've found out what a massive goal that could be in Spurs season. Why, oh, why were Liverpool so lackadaisical, so complacent? And oh my God, it might cost him here. Might cost him here. Kolomawadi calm. It's not even a great finish, really. Not a great finish. But it's in the back of that. That matters, people. That is all. Thought he'd scuffed it, but it's actually a good finish. And we're into 5 minutes of stoppage time. And holy crapola. What have Liverpool done here? What have Liverpool done? And here is Curtis Jones. Robertson. And of course, we're going to see 5 minutes of Liverpool pressure now. Too little, too late, though. Where was this pressure in the whole game? So complacent. So complacent from Liverpool. Absolute bums. Absolute bums, Liverpool. Embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing from Liverpool. Bums. And this might be the moment for Tottenham. This might actually be the moment for Tottenham that galvanizes them, and they may push on. They may push on. As long as Liverpool don't hit back, of course. But Liverpool only have themselves to blame. They only have themselves to blame for the complacency. Spurs aren't going to go on and do it, are they? They're not going to go on and win this, are they? No. And the Spurs, I mean, they just stayed in it. They just stayed in it. Richarlison kept fighting. Won a high second ball and took a chance. And this is, you got to say, this, but the best Spurs performance under Igor Tudor. Definitely been the best Spurs performance under Igor Tudor. And Liverpool, man, we were saying it. We were saying it the whole second half. F around. They were effing around. effing around, not taking it seriously, too complacent, and now they found out. Now they absolutely have found it out. And they're not even really putting the pressure on to try to win here. Time is slipping away. 2 minutes. 2 minutes left. Sabazala just hoofs one. Just hoofs one long. I mean, what was that? That's great work. Oh, just not enough quality there. And you have to say, without the negativity from some of the guys like Van de Ven, who seem to have quit on them, guys like Romero, who seem to have quit on them, without that negativity in the side, Tottenham have played, I mean, by their standard, they've played well. By their own standard, they've played very well, actually. The standard's not very high. And Xavi Simons has changed the game, you have to say, when he come on, gave Spurs belief. And it was because I think they had belief that he brought Xavi Simons on. And it's been even. It's been very even since then. Liverpool have been way complacent. Giving it away here. The ball in for Xavi Simons. I'm pretty sure he was offsides. They're not going to do it, are they? Oh, I'm pretty sure he was offsides. Is he going to go out for a corner kick? And there's still a minute to play, Liverpool. Still a minute to play, Reds. What are y'all doing? But now another random is coming on. Why would they take Richarlison off? That's weird. That's weird. For 30 seconds? Just to... And he wants the point. He just wants the point. That's fine. Yeah, he just wants the point. And Richarlison, too. Asif has said this is worse than losing to Wolves. I agree. This is a disgrace. And I just had to rub it into Steve's face a little bit, let him know that Richarlison used to play for Everton. I'm sure he'll love that goal. And they won't do it. They won't do it, will they? They won't do it, will they? Here comes the corner from Xavi Simons. To the back post. It's back in. Porto. Oh, now it's a break for Liverpool. Can they win it? Can they win it? Chiesa to his left. He goes to... Oh, it's so poor. He gets it back for Ekitike. Spins. And Dragusin defends it well. Spurs survive. And we're still on we go. Here's Dominic Solanke. Oh my God, Robertson's giving it away. Oh my goodness. Here's Sar. Rather Kolo Muani. Now Xavi Simons. We play on. One more for Simons. Wide for Porro. Comes across. Van Dijk with the clearance, and that should be it. On we go. It's out of bounds. And that's going to be it. Boos ring out at Anfield Stadium because that was a disgrace from Liverpool. A disgraceful, complacent, lackluster performance. Not very good in front of goal. Didn't really look like they had much energy until and you can see there in Sabazalai's interaction with Archie Gray that they know that this is an embarrassment. What an embarrassment from Liverpool. Oh my God. Wow. Asif's going to get a cooking for this because this is horrendous. That's absolutely horrendous for Liverpool. Didn't bring any energy. Didn't really look like, hey, we respect you guys at all. They had no respect for Spurs, and I understand that. I get that. but the complacency is criminal. Just to think that because you've gone up a goal, they're gonna lay down and die. They lay down and die after 3 goals, guys. They lay down and die after 3 goals, after 4 goals, not 1. You're not Arsenal. Okay, Liverpool, you're not, you don't defend like we do. I don't know. I'm not saying that I like it when Arsenal do that either, but that was not the approach that Liverpool needed for that. And you have to say that's obviously the best performance for Spurs, definitely defensively, we've seen under Igor Tudor. But how they haven't scored. They were poor in front of goal today, for sure, from Liverpool. Very poor in front of the goal. And because they were complacent, because they lacked energy, they didn't create enough chances. They could have. They just didn't try to create enough chances. Tottenham weren't amazing today. You just let them hang around. You just let them hang around. And it's cost you. It's cost Liverpool huge. It's cost Liverpool huge. And now their arch rivals, Manchester United, are 5 points clear in third place. 5 points clear in third place. Asif's texting me right now. Shite in front of goal. It pains me to say this, but United actually fucking deserve a Champions League place over us at the moment. Says, yeah, absolutely they do. Steve says that United deserve a place over Liverpool in the Champions League for next season with these kinds of performances, and I absolutely agree. United were far better against far better opposition today. Manchester United played way better against way better opposition today. So yeah, I agree with that very much so. And they only have themselves to blame. It's the complacency. Tottenham weren't amazing. They were banging down the door. They won a second ball up high and got past Van Dijk. That's like literally all they did for their goal. That's literally all they did for their goal. They won a second ball high from Kolo Muani. He's gotten past Van Dijk and laid one off. Very, very complacent from Liverpool. Absolute bums. And I wonder, you just wonder if that's the point, the turnaround for Tottenham. If that is the moment, because of all the people that deserve this kind of performance and this point, it's the Spurs fans. The away end celebrating right now. They haven't had barely anything to celebrate. And those fans deserve that. Those fans absolutely 100% deserve that for the bullshit they've been through under this ownership, under this manager, under, and I don't like them. Obviously, I'm not a Tottenham fan. I don't like them very much at all. But objectively speaking, as a fan of the game, these fans that go week in and week out don't deserve to be relegated. They don't deserve to be in the championship. Some of them maybe, but most of the fan base, especially the ones that go to the games, they don't deserve to go down, but they do deserve what Spurs have done for them today. And I'm wondering, as we shall see, I'm wondering if that is the turning point in the relegation fight, because what it does do for Spurs is maintain the status quo, and they're still a point above the zone, above Forest and West Ham, Forest being their next Premier League opponent. And maybe, just maybe, it'll galvanize them to stay in the league, and we'll keep that North London derby, and we'll keep that free 6 points every season. But I really don't care. I think it'd be hilarious to see him go down. But we might have just seen the turning point. And so last season, we get, thanks to Manchester United, freaking Tottenham get a trophy. And if I'm right about this season, Liverpool have saved Tottenham with a horrendous performance. Oh, man. But we'll definitely dunk that on Asif's head top on Wednesday, especially if they don't get past Galatasaray. It'll be a Wenger week for Liverpool, just as it is for Manchester City. Yeah, that is just poor from Liverpool today. Credit Tottenham for hanging in there and getting their point, of course, first one under Igor Tudor. And it's just made that relegation battle just that little bit more interesting. Of course, I thought Spurs were just going to sink to the very bottom and not show any fight at all, but there you go. Richarlison, I think his fight today, I think, combined with the complacency, and when they were getting a little bit right at the beginning of the second half, they started to believe a little bit, and then Xavi Simons came on, and they believed even more, and it was even. And Liverpool just never brought the energy. Never brought the energy. There was a few minutes of back and forth basketball, of helter skelter, and that was the time that Liverpool should have put them away. That was the time that the quality should have rose to the top. Like TK couldn't find it. Salah, both poor with their shots in front of goal. Ekitike damn near scared the corner flag on one of them. But, Gakpo not necessarily effective in the, front number 9 role, and it just a little bit lackluster. Just a little bit lackluster. And even though, you can't give that to anyone, even though Spurs are horrendous and in free fall, you can't give anyone in the league belief at any point. Because if you give it to them, they'll just take it. And that's what they did today. And so now we all get to laugh at Liverpool, for a couple of days until they face Galatasaray, of course. But there you have it, folks. It's been a fun one. Certainly been a good weekend of Premier League football. And we will, of course, be back live and direct very, very soon. So make sure you got that notification bell on. Please smash up the likes on your way out. It does help the channel. Of course, subscribe if you're new. It'll be an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to the community. And there you have it, folks. Liverpool won, Tottenham won. It's been a fun one. Hope you've had as much fun as I have. And you. We'll see you next time.